Hey folks, hello, welcome to the channel and welcome to another video. It's something a little bit different today on the channel. It's a bit of an unboxing video. I'm going to show you what's inside this box, tell you why I bought it and how to fit it to the bike. So what is it? What I've got hiding here? Well, it's from a company called PedalCell over in the States, and it's the CadenceX. It's the ultimate bicycle power source. It says on here, convert your cycling motion into electricity to charge your devices. So why did I buy this? Well, for anybody who hasn't watched the channel already, I'm signed up to a couple of ultra distance events this year, the race around the Netherlands, and in the summer I will be racing across the continent of Europe from Belgium to Bulgaria. So having a means to charge all my devices on the move is paramount to completing the event. Now I have thought about taking power banks and things like that, and I also considered a Dynamo wheel, which is a kind of more popular option. Instead I've gone for this, the CadenceX, because number one, it's a lot more affordable and I can move it between bikes as well. Weight wise, it's comes in about the same as a traditional Dynamo wheel setup. I'll put further details about the price up on the screen so you can take a look, and there'll be a link below the video as well. Okay, so I got the box set out in front of me. It actually feels quite light. Quite cool packaging by the looks of it. So this is from a company called PedalCell over in America. I think it's Toronto. Okay, I've had the scissors out to lift the tab off the bottom. Let's take a look inside. Okay, got instructions. They're going to come in very important. Bit of a how-to to get moving and charging and the ports and everything. List of do's and don'ts. How to take care of your pedal cell. And there's the list of don'ts. So have a good read of those as well. As you can see, it's nicely packaged together, everything you need. There's a USB cable. This is USB-C to USB-A cable. Let's just pop that back for now. There's a couple of these. I keep forgetting what these are called. Spacers. So there's a couple of spacers. And this is, okay, before that there's a little dot that goes on top of the actual main device as well. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. So this is one or two components. This is the bit which goes on, you can go onto your handlebars. That's the usual place for it. A bit difficult. It's firmly lodged into the box. So we'll just take this bit off first. It should just twist off neatly. There's a bit of a twisty bit here. Just undo that. And then that comes off there. So this is the second part of the device, which goes up in the cockpit area. And there's two USB ports. One of them is fast charging, the other is not. And a strap, nice rubberized strap, so you can put it all the way around your handlebars. So that's one part of the pedal cell. So we'll just pop that down on the side. As for the main unit, this is the rest of it here. Not much to it really. This is the main device. It's going to go around onto the fork using these two bolts here. There's a bit of a plunger device here which helps you move this back and forth. I'm not going to touch that until I fit it onto the bike itself. But that's it really. That's everything inside the box. All quite straightforward. Oh, and including a hex key as well. So here I am in front of my bike, about to install the pedal cell onto the bike. This particular wheel, it's from Vision, it's a T35. It's a decent wheel configuration, but that doesn't matter, you can fit it to rim brakes as well. And all we're going to do is put it on the fork and just make sure there's contact between the O-ring and the wheel itself. So let's give it a go. So we're going to follow instructions, and it says first, bend the generator towards yourself, which is this part, this is the generator, then pull the spring plunger. So let's take the sticker off first. So that's in the start position there, and then I'm going to pull. It's difficult to show you this in person, so we're just going to pull this towards a little bit and pull the plunger at the same time. So first off, we're going to attach these using the spider hex key to the forks. I may or may not have to use the supplied spacers. Just going to find out. So it's really easy. going to very roughly align the top here against the rim in this position at the top of the rim. So I'm going to tighten that up now. I've got it roughly lined up. The screws are very long to make sure they don't push all the way through the other side. So when you first install it, you want to make sure it's not against the wheel, because we're going to push it in. I must admit, installing it for the first time, it has taken a little bit longer than expected, but I think it's always the same when you do something for the first time. You just want to be careful and get it right. So as you can see, I moved the camera onto the top here, just touching the rim of the wheel. So all I need to do now is run a cable up to the pack, which is going to fit on the handlebars. I'm going to do that as well. This is the unit here, which comes with a strap. So I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put it yet, because where the tri-bars are, I believe this can be rotated as well on its side. Put it about there possibly. I'll try that, and then I'm going to take the end, which is into the pedal cell, and feed it through here once, and twice. Let's go with that. I can always perfect this another time, but for now I think I'll go with that, and I'm going to plug the other end into here and twist this piece here just to lock it into place. Okay, after about 10 minutes mucking around, what I've decided to do is put it in this position here, mainly for the test for tomorrow, because it's not very, even though it's waterproof in many ways, any sort of electrical points like here and where the USBs are going to go, it's got great to have them out in the open. So probably what I'm going to do when it comes to doing the ultras later in the year, longer rides or axes or things like that, I'm probably going to put the whole unit into a bag, like a frame bag, and just carry it out to the weight, and then can just have the USB cable feeding out of the bag up to the whatever I'm wanting to charge. I think that's probably what I do, but for the purpose of tomorrow, going out on the bike, this will do. It's Friday afternoon, finished work. So what do I feel so far? I've got about maybe 6-7 miles. I can certainly notice the drag, that's for sure. Maybe I think I've got to tweak it away from the wheel a little bit more, so it's not pushing on it too much. So what have I done today to prepare for this? Right, I've got a new battery charger. I'll show you that in a second. It's from Anker, so 10,000 mAh. Got 4 lights on it, so each light donates 2,500 mAh. So yeah, I've emptied the battery. I'm going to see how today's ride, see how much battery power I can put back in there. Certainly notice the resistance when you're going uphill. Ultimately, it takes you just get a little bit used to having that little bit of resistance. So this is my first impression really of the device. When I come to actually practically use this for an event, it won't be turned on all the time. It's quite easy to decouple it from the wheel, especially in hilly stages. I'll need every watt I can get. As for weight of the thing, barely notice on the bike. Comes in about 400 grams. Fairly easy to fit, even if it just needs tweaking a little bit. Took me about 20 minutes the first time. Now I know what I'm doing, and not filming at the same time, I'll be done in about 5 minutes. So again, this is not really a recommendation video. It's not even quite a review. It's a first ride video. I think when I get home, what I'm going to do, well, firstly, I'm going to take my sunglasses off. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring it a little bit closer up there, so it's a bit more actually on the flush on the top rather than the wheel. Because if you look, I don't know why you can see, it's on the wheel. Maybe if I move it into the groove, maybe that'll work a bit better. What a beautiful sunset. Oh, as you can see folks, not quite home yet. I wanted to talk to you again before I got home. So the kind of the first half of this ride was a little bit hilly, and it turned out it was mostly headwind. Not a lot of wind, but even so. But the second half, it's actually not been too bad. I've hardly noticed the drag at all. It's been all flat, and I've had a little bit of tailwind. It's been a kind of mixed bag of ride, really. Kind of hills, first half, flat second half. So yeah, I think I perhaps overreacted in the first half. Maybe it doesn't need moving, I don't know, but I'll be looking anyway. I still have a little fidget just to get the optimum sort of set up, but yeah, actually not too bad. It's time for the moment of truth. I've got the power bank with me, but before we do, we need to have a look to see how long I was riding for and the kind of distance that I covered. The elapsed time was 3 hours and 5 minutes, so more or less 3 hours, and I covered 64 kilometres. So which is the most important there? Is it distance or time? Because, well, there we go, I'm going to show you it right now, what it is. Just to recap, the anchor bank, its capacity is 10,000 mAh. It's got 4 LED lights on it, so we can deduce from that each light's going to be 2,500 mAh. Here we go, I don't know if you can see it very well. 2 lights. I think it's actually nearer to 3, because I checked about an hour from the end and it was already half full, so it's had an extra hour. 6250 mAh. Now I think that's, I've got to say, I'm really impressed with that. I'm really pleased. Also, flicking back to the screen as well, if we take a look at the elevation, early on in the ride I was feeling the drag all the way up here, and then it's probably the wind direction as well as the climbing or anything, because as soon as I dropped off here, it was so much easier. I didn't feel the drag as much. Sure, I was on the flat and there was bouts of tailwind, so I think I'm going to be using it on the flat as much as possible and turning it off when going uphill. So we take a look at my average pace. Okay, 23.4 kilometers an hour. That's not too bad actually. That's quite comparable to how I'd normally ride this time of year. We've got 32C tyres on. The Gator skins, so they're not exactly the fastest tyres in the world. And there you go, there's 488 metres of climbing. So 480 metres of climbing, 64 kilometres, 3 hours, and I'm impressed. That's nearly 3/4 of the battery full. So I could probably, right now I could probably bang on about my strategy when it comes to utilise this power in the ultra races later this year, but I think I'm going to keep those for another video. So that's it, folks. Not exactly a scientific study, but I'll give you the numbers there so you've got something to think on and go away with. I'd love to know what you think about this product, and if anybody else owns a dyno hub, if you want to enter some comments down below, I'd love to hear from you guys as well, just to find out what issues you have over drag and how it feels when you go out. Because I'm guessing that's the trade-off. If you want unlimited power, you have to have a little bit of a trade-off. And of course the PedalCell, you can just decouple it at any point in the ride. So please get involved in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.